Hello, today is the 15th of September 2019. So I have decided to do this video recording because a lot of things have happened this past 2 weeks, and I've been in an emotional roller coaster since the 2nd of September, and I haven't been able to journal all of the things that have happened. So that's why I have decided to make this video recording to talk about these things that happened this past 2 weeks. So it all started on the 2nd of September when early in the morning when we received messages from Charina, who is my sister, who decided to work in Dubai. So I am the oldest. There are four siblings in my family, and we are all girls. I am the oldest. And then the twins followed me. Charisma is in the Philippines, and Charisma is the one who went to Dubai to work as a housemaid. And Diane is our youngest one, who also lives here in our basement. So Charina, we started receiving messages from Charina early morning in September, on a Monday morning. Messages about her attempting to commit suicide. So pretty much the messages were all about, saying her goodbyes, that she's asking us to take care of her three kids and all of that. So those messages really scared us. That's why we tried to contact her, and we tried to stay with her the whole day. It was such a, like, what an agonizing experience knowing that your sister is about to commit a suicide and she's in Dubai. We wanted to stop her, but we were so helpless, and she was feeling very hopeless as well at the time. And I totally understand why she was feeling that way, because um this is not an isolated incident wherein she just wanted to commit a suicide one day. It's actually, it's a buildup of things that have happened to her in the past. So um she was, just to make the statement short, but Charina has gone through a lot in life. She went through a very abusive relationship with her husband, and it took her many years for her to get out of that abusive relationship. And even with that, she experienced a lot of unjust judgment from other people. Like, she was the one who suffered a lot from the abusive relationship, but then people would judge her why she did that. So she separated from Jess, her husband, and then she decided to study physical therapy after that, so that she could support her kids. So last year there was a really bad incident wherein she was coming from a massage appointment late at night, and she was raped by several men. So she was dragged by several men to the bushes, and then they did that horrible act. And the saddest thing was that she became pregnant because of that. And she gave birth to a baby girl last year in September. So that was a really, really hard blow for her and for our whole family. And at that time, she also attempted suicide several times, so many times, and to also abort the baby. And so we had to stay with her the whole time, and to just help her be strong again and go back to church, to get back up again. and be strong that there's life after that incident. And that's what she did. She tried to overcome everything until she decided to work overseas so that she could support her family, because in the Philippines it's really hard to make money, especially if you're somebody who did not finish college. So she decided to go overseas this year through the help of this family, Manzano family, who are from our own town, and we are also members of the church. We go to the same church. Their grandpa was the bishop, their uncle was the bishop, but this younger generation, they are all less active. Um, so we were just really surprised when, like at the time, Charina was trying to find agencies who could help her to work overseas until she ran into the Manzano family. They heard about them, and it's like they were just talking about it like this week, and then she flew the following week. It was just really fast, and even me, I was really surprised when I heard, I heard when she told us that she was flying the following week, and I was like, "Don't you have any training? Don't you have, like, why is it so fast?" And then we just found out when she got to Dubai that it was actually a tourist visa that they used. That's why it was so fast. And then when she got to her employer, it was the employer who processed the work visa for her. So she didn't know that she had a tourist visa. We didn't know anything about it. Like, we just trusted this agency. We trusted Luigi Manzano, who owns the agency. So what happened was, even the very, like the first few weeks of her employment, she started running into problems wherein she wasn't really getting a lot of rest. She would say that she would go to bed like at midnight or even at 1 in the morning, and she had to go to bed like at 3:30 in the morning, and it continued like that. So I was like, okay, how can you sustain this kind of work if you're not getting enough work? And on top of that, the employer was also verbally abusing her. So she was prone to make some mistakes because she wasn't getting enough sleep. So the employer would yell at her and would nag her, and just, it's like you could already tell that this is not gonna end well. And that's what happened. On the 2nd of September, she just had it. She had enough. Like, she didn't get enough sleep for, like, well, she hasn't been getting enough sleep, but I think she was awake for like 2 straight days, because the day before that she was saying that her employer was really really mad at her because she wasn't able to wake up early. So she would wake up like at 3 or 3:30 in the morning. She was only getting 2 hours of sleep. She wasn't able to wake up early, and that led to her employer being late to work. So the employer was really really mad at her and did not allow her to go to bed the following night. And she was just exhausted and tired, and having all of these emotions, and that's why I don't blame her if she wanted to end her life that Monday morning. And it was just so scary to be part of that, to watch her and to listen to her. That Monday, she was saying her last goodbye. So we tried to stay with her and encourage her and give her hope that it's okay, that we're gonna help her to get out of that situation. That was so scary and torturing for us to be here, because we wanted to help her, but then we couldn't physically be there for her. So in the afternoon, there were hours of silence, and it was so scary because we didn't know if she really ended up and committing suicide, until we receive a message from her that night saying that she actually ended up going to the hospital because she passed out. She said that she felt her body starting to, well, she started not feeling anything, so her body became numb and she couldn't speak, and then she passed out. That's why they took her to the hospital, and she was just there for, I don't know, maybe for several hours, and then they took her back to the house, and then they decided to take her to the agency, which is pretty much Luigi's house, Luigi Manzano's house. And then the next thing we knew, um Luigi was calling Charisma in the Philippines, demanding her. So the first thing that they did when Charina went to Luigi's house, they took her cell phone right away and read all of our messages. Luigi was really, really mad, and she called Charisma and, just told her a lot of bad things, that we don't even feel any debt of gratitude, that we are, like, scrupulous people, we are shameless family, and all of that, like, you name it, all of the curse words and all of that. And then she demanded us to give her our land title, and that we would pay 150,000 pesos within 3 months. And that's for Charina not finishing her 2-year contract, because apparently when she got to Dubai, she had to sign a contract saying that if she could not finish her contract, that she would have to pay 150,000 pesos. So it was shocking for us, but then we were okay with that. Like, we accepted to pay 150,000 within 3 months. But then what happened next, that's what started this whole mess. So the next day, they called Charisma to go to the barangay hall. They summoned her to go there, and Luigi was there, over the phone, on the phone, speakerphone, and her mom and her sister, who is representing her in the Philippines, and then the barangay captain and the kagawad of the barangay hall. And this time, they are demanding us to pay the 150,000 pesos within a week, or they're going to send Charina to jail. So from 3 months to 1 week, that was a big change. And we were like, what's going on? Like, why? Like, we were okay with the 3 months. So why the sudden change of decision? So we were really very scared for Charina. So that night, it was Tuesday night. That was when I was thinking about it. I was like, what am I gonna do to help Charina? So that's when I decided to create a GoFundMe page and to tell Charina's story. And when I created this story, I did not mean it to become public. I was just, the initial my initial motive was for me to just collect some money to help us pay the 150,000 pesos. So I wasn't really thinking about, like, sharing it to everybody, and to, announce the whole world about what happened to Charina. I was just trying to collect some money to be able to come up with the 150,000. So I wrote that story, and then I posted it. I think it was Monday morning when I posted that story. And I messaged it privately to friends that I know who could help us with the situation. But then I guess anything that you post online, whether it's private or public, like, it will still go public. So that's what happened. Somebody saw it, and then somebody in our ward back in the Philippines created a ward chat and posted Charina's story there. And then them not knowing that we are actually dealing with Luigi's agency, and we were all from the same ward back in the Philippines. And then they added Luigi into that chat, and that's how she found out about that story. And that's how it all escalated from there. So they found out about that story and Friday morning, but even until then, like we still didn't have any communication with Charina. Like we couldn't, because they took her cell phone. That's why we were so scared. Um those days it was just so agonizing because we didn't know what they were doing to Charina, because they Charina mentioned before, even before this happened, that they were punishing those people who weren't finishing their contract, that they were doing something to them. And for Luigi to just take away her phone, it was just so, like the we were so fearful, and we knew that Charina wasn't in a stable condition. She was very unstable. And knowing Luigi and her personality, we were so scared that Charina might just lose her sanity because this happened to her before. So Luigi read the story. I think it was Friday morning. So that would have been three, four, five, six, seven. Like on the 7th? It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or on the 6th of September. That was on a Friday morning. And that was when Luigi decided to make a video of Charina talking, saying that she's okay, because the story has created, um like traction. It has attracted attention from people. And at this time, because of the story that I made, a lot of people have also suggested of the actions that we're going to take. A lot of them have suggested, okay, like report it to Rafi Tulfo, report it to the agency, report it to the government authorities, until one of our friends here has connected us to some people from DFA, Department of Foreign Affairs, and from OWA. Like, these are people who are pretty high ups. So they connected us to the undersecretary of DFA and also one of the board of trustees in OWA, and then they connected us to some people who are working on human trafficking and all of that. And that's how we started building the case and telling the story about it. So Friday morning, that was when Luigi recorded a video of Charina, and it was Charina talking on the video saying that, that we don't have to worry about her, that she is okay, and that she's grateful that the Manzano family has been taking care of her, and that she has decided to work in Dubai to continue her employment and all of that. So I guess Luigi has realized that they have created a mess, and that's why they have decided to minimize the damages, because their reputation is at stake. Their name is at stake. I mean, they are a travel agency. So, but then it's all a lie, because before before the video, or before the story that I made, we could not even communicate with Charina. And in fact, even until now, we still cannot communicate with her. There was one time that I got to talk to her, and there was one time that Diane got to talk to her. But every time we talk to her, she's on a speakerphone, so they're listening to her. Like, it's not like she could freely use her phone. They watch all of her activities. So that's what happened, and it also created um that created um different opinions from other people. Some people are saying, oh, she's okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Like, I mean, especially in the Philippines. So, but just imagine, like, I've been so exhausted dealing with this problem. So we decided to file the case, to work with the authorities. Um, and I am amazed, like I am really surprised how, like we thought, I thought that we are an isolated case, but it's not. We found out that there are actually previous cases that were filed against Luigi, and that we learned that they are actually operating illegally. So she has a travel agency, or she is at least affiliated with the travel agency. We thought that she owns the agency, but she's actually one of the employees there. And they have a license, they are legal, but what they are doing illegally is um recruiting people from the Philippines to come to Dubai or UAE to work. But then they initially um recruit them with a tourist visa. That's why it's so fast, and that's why we were wondering in the beginning, like, why so fast? It's because they recruit them with a tourist visa, and then once they find employers for these people, then it's the employer who processes the work visa for them. But the crazy part about this whole thing is that this the people that they recruit, they're not registered with OWA or POEA, so they don't have any rights. Like they cannot get any support or assistance from these people when something goes wrong. So what they do, like they make it so easy for these people to get into this mess, saying, okay, you don't have to pay me for anything, you don't have to pay for a plane ticket, you just come here and then we'll find the employer for you. And they don't explain to them what they're getting into. They don't even know that they're there with a tourist visa. And then and then they make them sign a contract. When they get there, they make them sign a contract saying that, okay, you cannot break the contract, because if you do, then you have to pay for the 150,000 pesos. And then they are not informed about their rights, about the things that they could do. Like they don't even know that they could run to the embassy if there's a problem. That's why a lot of these people, like even when they're dying, like a lot of them are physically abused by their employers, but they don't go home. Like they try to endure it just because they don't have the money to pay. Like, I mean, these people, they don't have anything. Like they are from like really poor families, and that's why they are risking their lives to go to these countries, not knowing what they are getting into. So it's been just so crazy. Like it's been so exhausting for me trying to find people to help us with the case. So what happened was they filed the case in UAE and also in the Philippines, and they said that she cannot go home. If she goes home, Luigi's gonna go straight to jail. Same thing in UAE, that they are already looking for her. She's under investigation. Just what she's doing now, it's like kidnapping for ransom, because they are detaining Charina. She's not really sending her home without the money. Um, and the only information that they needed was the address of Luigi, the exact address. So with that, I tried contacting so many people who could, give us a lead, who could give us the address, but nobody could give us the address until I think it was this just this last Wednesday. That's when I decided to talk to Jelini, who is my classmate in the Philippines. She also works in Dubai, and she knows Luigi and the Manzano family. So I asked for help to communicate with Luigi, and that I'm giving her the authority to help Charina, and to pick up Charina and to send her home. And that's what she did. Jelini has been very helpful, and she was the one who was able to communicate with Luigi, and even with Ruth, who is Luigi's sister, who also lives in Dubai. Um, in fact, the other day, the agency, the authorities I'm working with, they even issued, because Luigi has been saying, okay, just buy a ticket and then we will send Charina home. So with the story that became viral, they know that this is a huge mess and that they have to treat Charina nicely now, or they're gonna be the ones who will be in a, in a tighter spot. Because of that, they've been treating her nicely, and that now they're wanting to let people know that they are the ones who actually want her to go home and that they are helping her and all of that. So the other day, I think it was Friday, this last Friday, um the embassy even issued a ticket. They booked a ticket for her. It's a real ticket. It's just needs confirmation. They booked a ticket for her to go home today, actually, to go home. And that's the ticket. That was the ticket that I gave to Jillian to show to Luigi, um that Charina is finally has she finally has a ticket, that she needs to go home. But then Jelini was able to communicate with Ruth, and Jelini told me to talk to Ruth, and that's what we did. I talked to her 2 days ago to talk about these things, and Ruth promised me that she would send Charina home. That they also would like to end to end this problem, this issue. And I'm glad that I got to talk to her, because now she's saying that she's going to be the one who will send Charina home. She will buy the ticket, and she will even be the one who will take Charina to the airport, and that I don't have to worry about it. So yesterday, she sent me a ticket. So Charina already has a ticket to go home Monday. The only question now is, I don't think they still have Charina. They have Charina's passport. The employer has the passport, and UAE immigration called the employer before to surrender the passport to you to the immigration. So that is the question for me right now. I'm really hoping that they will be able to get the passport so that they could just send Charina home, because this case, it's going to build up. So it's like a ball rolling from the mountain, and it's just building up, and I cannot stop it. um I feel bad. I am torn, because so many families are gonna be affected. Luigi's family, her siblings family, our family, and our community, because we are from the same church, we are from the same town. you know we are basically family, like sisters, because we've known each other. But then it's so sad that it's unfortunate that this is what happened. But the authorities told us not to pay any amount of money to these guys, because they have done this illegally. So right now, what we are doing is we are just waiting, like we're hoping that they'll get that passport and that they can send Charina home tomorrow. It will be Tuesday in the Philippines. And then after that, as for me, I would like to proceed with the case. I am torn, but then my conscience says that I need to do it, because they have victimized a lot of people, and so many people are in Charina's shoes. So we are giving justice, providing justice for past victims, present victims, and future victims. It's hard that it's my family that is sacrificing, to start this case. But there were already case that were filed against her. But I guess Charina's story, the story that I made, that's what gained traction. Like, I think that people are getting the courage now to come out. So as for me, that is my decision. I don't know for Charina, but I know that when she gets home, the battle doesn't stop there. She needs to face all of the people now that the her story has been told, and I know that she's very embarrassed and feeling ashamed for what happened to her. So we need to build her up again. So once she gets home, we are planning to relocate her and to for her to go through some therapy, some treatment for her to overcome. She needs to face a lot of the a lot of the dark dark things that happened to her and learn how to let go. So that's the case now. Now I would like to talk about a little bit about the me raising some money. So for me, this is also very surprising. So when I created the GoFundMe, so this is a website wherein people could read the story and then they could just make their donations online. So I was really surprised, um, positive and negative, because when I created this, I was expecting those people who are around me are the ones who are eager, like are the ones who are going to support me immediately because I'm very active in the Filipino community. In fact, before this problem, I just organized two big events, 2 Saturdays in a row. So I am very visible in the Filipino community and I have done so much for them. Like they asked me to organize events for them and I do, like even I'm busy, even I have kids to take care of, but I do that when I can. So I thought that I would be able to get some help from the Filipino community because, like this is me. Like it's not like this is the first time that I am asking for help. And I indicated there that it makes me very uncomfortable to be asking for some monetary help. But then I said that I'm doing this to save my family, save Charina. So right now the GoFundMe it has I think it's $1,605. That's what's in GoFundMe right now. And most of the people who donated there are people that I haven't contacted for a long, long, long time. Like some of the people there, I don't even know. Um, but some people are like my people I serve missions with, and that was like, that was back in 2004. So it's been a long, long time. And people I work with at UVU, people that are not in my warm circle, people that I've known, like from a very very long time, and I'm just really surprised. Like I'm grateful for these people who are so willing to help, even if I don't connection with them and I don't have any connection with them anymore. They read the story and it touched their heart. They felt our pain and they just decided to help. So I'm really grateful for that, for their willingness to help. But then at the same time, I am disappointed with those people who are in my warm circle. Some of them, but there are some Filipinos here who have also contacted me to assist some help, but even those people who extended help are Filipinos that are not in my circle of friends. They are not in my warm circle. Also Filipinos that I just met during the party like 3 weeks ago, and also Filipino, another one that I've never even seen for a long, long time. So I'm just a little bit disappointed that those people who are like around me all the time that I serve are the people who haven't extended any help and who even ignored the invitation that I made. So I'm not even expecting any monetary help from these people, but at least just to reach out and say we are we are thinking about you. But again, I shouldn't be judging. I feel bad. I guess that is my human nature. I guess I am a little bit disappointed. I am hurt a little bit because these are the people that I expect. But then at the same time, it's really hard to judge because I don't really know what they are going through too. I don't know what's going on in their minds, and it's not like I am the, like they have a lot of things going on too. So, but that is just my I guess surprising observation. Also, Venus Butuyan, who is also my classmate, who was my classmate in the Philippines, she reached out to me, and I was quite surprised because we don't talk to each other. We don't, you know, we I just see her post sometimes on Facebook, but that's pretty much it. We've never even said hi through Messenger, but she reached out to me and we talked last week, and I was quite surprised the other day. She transferred $500 to my bank account to help Charina. So I was really touched by a lot of acts of kindness. Like those people that I don't expect to help are the people who are helping me right now. So it only shows that there are people out there who have very kind hearts, who are willing to help. You don't have to tell the story to them. You don't need to dramatize the whole thing, but they are just really willing to help. So I'm really hoping that this thing is gonna end soon because it has taken a lot of my energy. It's been 2 weeks now. It's gonna be 2 weeks tomorrow, and I feel like my world has stopped since the 2nd of September. I have kids that I need to take care of. We have also issues that I need to deal with here, and my world just stopped. And it's been so hard for me to go through this because I am the oldest. I am their oldest sister, and my our parents are gone. So my dad passed away in 2007 and my mom passed away in 2008. And I have become the parent to my three sisters who unfortunately have gone through a lot too. Diane went through a lot of marital problems as well, but I'm glad that I was able to help her, and she's been here and her kids for 3 years now and they're doing okay. But Charina is the one who has been causing me a lot of troubles. It's like that, and the magnitude of the problems of the trial is just getting bigger and bigger each time, and it's so hard to give support. And I remember the first few days when we were dealing with this problem, but I was so helpless. It's like I had to be there. I had to tell my sisters that it's gonna be okay. We're gonna find solution. But deep inside, I didn't know what to do. It's like even me myself, I don't know where to go. And that's what has been so hard for me because every time my sisters have a problem, they run to me for answers. They run to me for support. And it's been so hard